So what's your advice to teachers when it comes to teaching language? We understand that the language has a wide gamut, a wide spectrum of varieties and wide aspects and points and foci that need to be focused on. So what are probably, if we can corner this conversation to certain feasible and tangible elements, based on your lovely experience, you have spectacular amount of experience when it comes to language learning and publications in this field. What are your 5 tips or 6 tips for the English teacher when it comes to teaching language?
Well, I don't know whether I can get to 5 or 6, but I certainly would want the first one to be a recognition of what all teachers know, the distinction between production and comprehension. If you are choosing to teach English, you're not alone. You're doing so in a context. The context is one of your own background in English, how you were taught, the materials that you have available, and very important, the examination system that your students are going to move towards. Now, all these organizations and the broader context beyond that, this will give you an indication as to what kind of accent is going to go down well, as it were. Yes, all accents are equal linguistically, but some sociolinguistically are more equal than others. And this is because of the prestige and the tradition. It's the same in Britain. You know, all accents are equal, but there are some accents that the institutions like the BBC and the Queen and so on are going to use, and these will carry greater prestige. Now, it's important that whatever accent you choose to use, you use it with pride and develop a competence in it, but not at the expense of denigrating other accents. That's the distinction. If you're used to teaching British English, received pronunciation, for instance, that's how you were brought up, that's what the materials are, that's what the exam boards want, then fine, carry on as a production mechanism. But when it comes to listening comprehension, it would be very bad news if the only accent that the students heard in class was received pronunciation. Because if they go out into the big wide world, they will not hear received pronunciation very often. It's only spoken by 2% of the population of England. If you stand on the corner of a London street, you will hear 1,000 accents in the course of the day.
Oh my God.
only a couple of those are going to be received pronunciation. So it's very important that in terms of listening comprehension, from the very beginning, in my view, teachers expose students to as wide a range of accents as possible. And this is now very easy because of, thanks to the internet. You can find almost every English accent available. Do you know IDEA, IDEA, the International Dialects of English Archive? Based in America, but the gentleman who runs that, Paul Mayer, his intention is to collect examples of all English accents. And he's got several hundred already. So it's really easy now for people to get exposure to a wide range of accents. They can still carry on learning in production the accent that they find most familiar.